Good morning, guys. Hope everyone is doing fine. I am very sick. I come back so sick. It is just horrid with the ear infection that I come back with. I will give everybody a couple of minutes to get in here. I'm not going to be real long because I've got to call the doctor this morning and get a doctor's appointment. I would like to say that Hawkins County and the surrounding counties are absolutely beautiful. I suppose someone else is probably live since I have no one coming in. That's okay. Um, y'all can just catch it on the replay. I'm also getting my morning meds together, so be patient with me here. I had problems getting my stream going this morning, and I apologize for that. And I said I am very sick, so I've not had an ear infection or anything like that this bad, probably in 30 years. Just, or longer. I've never had an ear infection to where my ears have bled. I suppose it was the altitude and the pressure. We stayed on the Virginia side. I learned a lot while I was in Hawkins County and the surrounding counties. And I didn't have time to do everything that I wanted to get done, so I'll be going back. I may go back this weekend, if not this weekend, next weekend. So I will definitely be going back. And I would like to start by thanking the group of ladies that I rode up with. We rode up as a group together, and it started out as a group of ladies where most of us had never met before. And for 4 to 6 people that had never met before that come together as a group of strangers, I think when we all separated, that we all separated with a bonding friendship. And it was really awesome the way that people across different groups, across different platforms, could come together and work together for a common goal. And that common goal was Summer Moon. We had all been told that it wouldn't work, that humanity was gone. But it did. And we made it work. There was a few quirks along the way, sure, as it would with anybody that had not ever met or tried to stay together for 4 or 5 days. But nothing that wasn't workable. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Wendy Care Bear, and I'm just me, Oreo, Sandy. Glad to have you guys. Morning, Lupus. But we absolutely had a great time. The vigil that Robin put on from the church was just absolutely beautiful. I have not uploaded all of my content yet, and there's a lot of content I don't know that I will upload. Some of it may just be memories. But there is some that I'm going to share. But like I said, right now I have been so sick. When we come back, I laid down. I come straight to bed when I got home. And when I woke up, I felt like I had a pencil stuck in my ear. We rode down Ben Hill Road. The area is just beautiful. But I did not get a bad feeling like anything bad had happened there. I didn't get an eerie or a yucky feeling like anything bad had happened there. I got the bad, yucky feeling. Well, when we left Ben Hill Road, we turned down Light Hollow Road. And let me tell you, every one of those houses, every one of those little rundown houses had such upgraded security systems and cameras everywhere. And why, for the life of me, you would have security systems that are, let me rephrase that. I don't think they're security systems. I think they're security cameras. Very high dollar security cameras all over your property. Why would you have thousands of dollars worth of security cameras that is, the cameras are probably worth more than the house sitting on that property? And the cars, when you have a car sitting there that is worth 5 times the amount of the mobile homes and the mobile home trailer park that's sitting there, one of the cars was more out of place than the red Subaru at the 110 Ben Hill Road. Some things just don't belong. Like Blue's Clues says, some things just don't belong here. Well, there was a car sitting there that just didn't belong there. Um, but when we come out of Light Hollow, my head just started swimming, and I got the yuckiest feeling. My stomach done just like a flip. It just flipped, and my head spun, and I had to stop. And I've not been able to pinpoint exactly why that happened or where that. No, I know exactly where it happened, but why it happened, I don't know. It was just strange. But that was really the only place back in there. And that was, like I said, coming back out on a road that was adjacent to. And it was a road that was covered in heavy foliage. Yes, please hit the like button. On our way home, I told the three ladies that was with us, that I wanted to go down Reservoir Road, that I've always just had bad feelings about that road. And there was a specific property that I was looking for down there. And I got icky feelings about two specific properties down there on Reservoir Road. Hey, Mississippi Granny. And if you guys think that Tim Mullen puts off bad vibes online, that man puts off worse vibes in person. He puts off such bad vibes that he's one of those people that you do not want to even walk past him. I do not like him. And matter of fact, at the vigil, when I was walking down to the water, when I was walking down through the watering hole. He was kind of standing in the way down to the pond. And I walked completely, so I didn't have to walk by him. I walked completely around as to completely avoid even walking through the same air. I felt like he was taking pictures of everybody that was at the vigil, that he was not per se filming just the vigil, that he was there watching who was coming to the vigil, and that he was taking pictures of everybody's tag numbers that was showing up to the vigil. Oh, he definitely has a creep meter that goes through the roof. And he is like creepy thin. You think he looks thin online? That man looks like the Slender Man. He's tall and lanky, like just creepy thin. Robin was just the sweetest thing ever. I understand why Summer gravitated towards her, because she has the air about her that pulls people in. She's light. She's bubbly. She's friendly. She doesn't seem to meet a stranger. And I can definitely see why Summer went to that. Backwoods Bama girl, I'm going to choose to withhold on that question for right now. I want to think she is. I want to say that she is 100% genuine, but I can't let my guard down and say that anybody that was around Summer. Now, do I think that Robin done something nefarious to her or harmed her? Absolutely not. I don't think that Robin could harm anybody or harm a fly. Hang on just a second. I have to get a piece of cotton in my ear. I seen that woman. We took water down there to Robin, and I seen her work herself into a frenzy and stay stressed out for 3 days, worrying if everything was going to be all right for summer and if that vigil was going to be okay, and just stress, stress, stress. And I think everything that she does, she means well. And I told her, in the beginning that I made some videos on the church and stuff. I told her who I was. I did not lie to her at all. And I explained my thought reasoning with her. And she understood. She understood exactly. And she said, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate that, you could come here and admit that. And talk to me the way that you have. And she opened her arms and she hugged me and she welcomed me right in. No animosity, no get out of here. And there was security guys there that she could have said, hey, ask her to leave. But she didn't, she let me jump right in there. And that's what I mean about, I can definitely understand why people gravitate towards Robin. She is just, it was an awesome experience for me. Good morning, Cassidy. I was so close that I was right beside one of the WJHL guys in his cameras. When I was filming Robin, I was right there beside him. I mean, I was just right there up front. in her face. Now, my recording may not be so good because there were so many of us sharing broadband in such a small area. Um, but I had, prime perfect location. And I didn't record that long and I didn't have that much on my live stream, but that was just not what it was about for me. That wasn't what my whole trip was about. I had 3 short live streams and that was it. No, I did not speak to any of the news crew. I did not try to interview anybody. I was there for summer. There was YouTubers that was there. They were trying to interview people, at the horse stables. There was a million YouTubers that was doing this, and this. And I didn't do that. I tried to just be there for the purpose that I went for, and that was to attend a couple of events for summer. There's 364 more days of the year. To go back and investigate things. And let me tell y'all, there was locals telling all kinds of stuff. The more you ask somebody something, the more crazy answers that you start getting. Exactly. Sick of questions and comments. But I'll tell you something that did strike me as strange. We stayed 20 minutes north of Kingsport over in Scott County, Virginia. And the Airbnb that we were in was owned by a firefighter. And Duchess asked him, I was, talking, being an EMS and firefighter, I was talking to the guy about statistics and stuff. But Duchess thought to ask him, well, did you guys assist when Summer went missing? And he said, no, strangely not. We were prepared, but they did not ask. Well, why not? Because, Scott County is further up in the mountains, thicker foliage, more mountainous area, more mountainous terrain. And you would think that they would have more experience searching at the higher altitudes. And he said they did not want our help, nor did they ask for our help. And they claim to have had 30 different agencies in there looking for Summer, but did not have the most important agencies in there, in my opinion. Sometimes it's quality, not quantity. When a child goes missing in mountainous terrains, you need to find professionals from, mountainous terrain areas that have those professionals that's qualified in that type of terrain searching. Why would you have people from flat, low-lying areas searching at mountainous terrains? Good morning, Hattie. How are you? It was really nice meeting you. Exactly, Sandy. Sandy says they never dreamed so many people would fall in love with summer and not let it just happen and forget. That's exactly right. We need to be keeping an eye on what they do with this reward fund as well. Let's see. Let me find this morning's news article that I was reading. There was a bit in Nashville paper this morning, and it says, and this is just a couple of paragraphs from it. Churchill Rescue Squad is also the agency in charge of the Summer Wells Reward Fund. The last total reported by the Times News was $40,423.81. The squad plans to release an update about the reward in a few days. Leslie Earhart, Public Information Officer for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, said the agency hasn't given up on Summers' case. Now, the last I heard, it was at $73,000. Where has the $33,000 gone that was donated by YouTube? Because the total being reported to timesnews.net is $40,423.81. And that is on two different websites this morning. timesnews.net and Nashville Morning News. Now, it may not be the 33,000 per se, that was donated by YouTube. I do know that there was like 10,000 that was supposed to have been donated if she was found by this person. I'm not sure of the breakdown of the whole 73,000, but I thought that that was the total that was in the reward fund itself, and anything outside of that was added separately. So we definitely need to be aware of that and see what happens with the reward fund. And if it is all supposed to go to the advocacy center, fine, let it all go to the advocacy center. But if there was a refund on $33,000 and it went somewhere else, then that should be brought to light. No, that wouldn't be KKK. That would be some of KKK don't sacrifice stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to do that here on this. I can't get up that far. I can't back scroll it on this one. Blue Willow, it wouldn't freeze the money even if he filed a legal complaint with the FCC. And she has that the proper paperwork for it that as far as I know now. And like I said, it may not be that 33,000. It may be, it was 10,000 that was supposed to be donated from a doctor. There was 10,000 that was supposed to be donated from like Up Church. There was supposed to be 5,000 donated from a student. It could be those little bits of money that was supposed to fall into place if she was found. So I don't want my words twisted there. I don't know what the breakdown of the monies are there. I'm just saying it has been reported twice now this morning that the totals were at $40,000. And there was some money that was not ever sent to the bank. It was just promised reward money if she was found. Okay, see, Trevor was donating 20,000, but only after she was found, and 10,000 from a doctor that was okay. See, there's 30,000 right there. That may be it. And then there was like 3,000 from a student or something. And that may be the actual breakdown and why there's only $40,000 in the actual bank fund. But Miss Hattie, you would think if that was true and there had been cattle sacrifices in that area, that it would have already been reported by now. Like I said, those locals were telling all kinds of stuff. I stopped, stopping in stores and asking about it because, they would tell you all kinds of wild stuff. Right, Blue Willow, and I'm not either. I will not say that the reward marathon was fraudulent. I don't know. As far as I know, it was not. The money seemed to all be accounted for. I donated to it. I bought clothing from the Teespring. My clothing was all good. My clothing come in time. And that's all I know about it. Anything more than that, it's not my business. I don't want to discuss that creator in my chat, please. I'm not trying to be rude, but he has put out some rude stuff on me simply because I chose not to follow him anymore. So I'm not going to give him any airtime over here on my channel. That's okay, Miss Hattie. I just don't want to give him any airtime over here after he run me into the ground like I was a dog for no reason. He's very smart, but he needs to use his smarts for something besides attacking creators when he gets mad and pissed off. The gathering that Chroma Mama and Gavel Geeks done, that was so good, and it was so well thought out and put together. And I want to say this: there was not a dry eye up there on top of that hill. It was not a meet and greet. It was not a party. There was nothing sold there. And I have watched them be attacked ever since they put on that event. I did not see one thing wrong with anything that they did this past week. All the stuff that they gave away was donated or purchased out of their pocket. And that little hill that it was almost a mountain that Shelter One was sitting up on top of. It was hard to get up and down. I mean, you had to be in decent shape to even get up there. We had to drive handicapped people up to the top around the back way that you wasn't supposed to do, just to get like people that could not make it to the top by walking up there. But I watched Chroma Mama toting cases of water up and down that hill, or that small mountain, and supplies all day long, and never used that back way of bringing stuff in and out. She walked the side of that mountain, I can't tell you how many times. After she drove from 6 or 7 states away. And let me tell you about, that's dedication. All that water that was up there, all the original labels of that water had to be torn off And the little labels that I showed you guys that said Summer Moon Utah Wells, every one of those print labels had to be put on by hand. And those stickers that went on the print labels, those get expensive when you're printing in color. All that print becomes expensive. And that was all out of their pocket. I hope we get some answers soon. But I would just like to say thank you to all the ladies and guys that done these get-togethers and these vigils. They were some dedicated individuals. I didn't get a water. That was one thing they were out of by the time I got there. All the waters were already put up. And I helped label all those waters, and I did not think to put me up a water when we were labeling them. But that's okay. It is what it is. I've seen a lot of creators. I met a lot of good subs. But I just didn't leave with a whole lot of content. I left with some, just not a whole lot. And that's okay. I am wearing one of the bracelets. I do have one of the bracelets. I got one of those. Yeah, names are slowly coming out. I did leave with a couple of leads. And that's one reason I'll be returning. Now, this supposed phone call. That got released while everybody was in Tennessee. All I'm going to say about that phone call is we have pictures from the night that Summer come up missing. And we see the boys, both boys, interacting with the police. We see the boys playing football with the police. Neither of those boys seemed to be traumatized. Neither of those boys looked like, from those pictures, that either of them had just escaped any kind of traumatic event, much less witnessed what they say occurred. And I don't believe that. And also, not to mention that there would be biological evidence when something's bled out, even when you bleed out an animal, it is a very messy event. As many dogs that was covering a 2.5 mile radius, it would have been found. That call was someone trying to validate a psychic. That was somebody trying to become YouTube famous. I will not play that call. If you just have to listen to it, I will not tell you even where it's at. It's out there. But it does not even make sense. If you go back to day one and you compare it to what we do know, it doesn't make sense. Nobody's ever asked for ransom. But that was just a ridiculous phone call. And that's all I'm going to discuss on that phone call. If you do listen to it, just go back to what we already know in the beginning. Just go back to the very first pictures that we know. Well, Wendy, we know that these people did not have money for a ransom. There's never been, the card team could not find anything that even led to kidnap for ransom. Anything that suggested kidnap or abduction. This is going to be, and I'm almost positive of it, This is going to be an accident that the community helped cover up. I am becoming more positive of that as the days go by. They all lie because they all have their own crimes to cover up. They all have drug dealings. They all have SA offenses and SA dealings. They all have this, that, or another. Illegal dog fights, illegal this fights, illegal. Everybody in the community has something to hide. Somebody screwed up and they helped her cover up this accident. And now they're having to cover the whole community's crimes. And that's what this is going to boil down to. They thought that they could pass this off as somebody took this child and it would take all the pressure off the community. But instead, it has imploded on the community. So she sits there and she talks 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 and she talks, hoping to relieve that pressure valve off the community. But instead of releasing that pressure valve off the community, it just keeps imploding more and more and more and more and more on that community. And that's exactly how I feel this thing went down. And the reason she has took up for Frank Light like that was her best friend is I believe that Frank Light's told her, bitch, if you don't take some of this pressure off me, you're going to be next. You brought this trouble on the community. Now you better get it off of the community. You better get the police and the feds up out of here. Think about it. She's already brought the police and the feds into that community more than once. She's probably already hanging on by a thread. And I am starting to think that maybe Dawn didn't know a thing about this. That Dawn might have been at work. And Dawn is guilty of believing his wife and listening to the neighbors' narratives. Now, that's not saying that Don was not guilty of doing anything nefarious before the disappearance. I'm not saying whether he was or whether he wasn't dealing drugs, or whether he was or he wasn't um, keeping company with prostitutes, whether he was or he wasn't essaying anybody. That I don't know. But at the time of Summer's disappearance, and having anything to do with his daughter leaving that hill, I'm not sure that he had anything to do with his daughter leaving that hill. I think that she might have been the one thing that he did love on that hill. And vice versa. Now, you can define love how you want it. Now, it might not have been the correct kind of love. It might have been something wrong there. I don't know. They might have been, there might have been a lot of messed up things going on that hill. But I don't know that he would have traded that little girl off permanently for drugs. That's what I'm trying to say. Jody Sue has made statements such as, the sooner y'all leave Beach Creek alone, the sooner Beach Creek will do what Beach Creek does. Or how was it that she put it? This is not verbatim. This is off of memory. She'll be returned when Beach Creek does what they do. How is it that she said that? The sooner basically, the quicker we leave everybody alone, the sooner Beach Creek will do what they do and bring her back home. Thank you so much, Not Built to Break. I appreciate your membership, and each membership will go towards building the channel for a bigger, better community. Well, if Beach Creek is not involved, then how can Beach Creek bring that child back home? That is the one statement. I can't think right off how exactly her word for word that she says it. But if Beach Creek is not involved, how can Beach Creek do what Beach Creek does and bring her back home? Welcome back, Backwoods Bama Girl. I'm so glad I don't have a hubby to be home today. Lord have mercy, them days is over for me. I feel sorry for you, girl. I don't have anybody to gripe and complain. I can run my mouth all day long and nobody gripes at me. Welcome back, Sandy. But her saying stuff like that, well, if Beach Creek is not involved, how can Beach Creek do what Beach Creek does and let the girl be found. Well, I think that some of Beach Creek is ready to vote the mayor off the island because you could tell that they were not happy with the traffic coming through there. They were about ready to block people in with trucks. And guess what? No Jody Sue at the vigils. No Andrew Hiltz. No any of these people that threatened for a total month. Everything went off without a hitch. Exactly. It's about to be Exile Island for the mayor, like Not Built to Break says. And if she's not careful, Frank Light's going to have her tail bound up with barbed wire if she don't get the pressure off of him. And that, my friends, is what Jody Sue is so hyper vigilant about these days. It's not the YouTubers, it's the pressure that she's put on Beach Creek that Beach Creek is now turning around and putting on her. Beach Creek is tired of her mess. She has had everybody in there busted, not once, but twice, maybe 3 times. I want to know how she was still staying in there to begin with. Perhaps because of Andy? But now Andy's gone. Polly chunked her ass out of there. And she has been sitting over at her mama's, throwing everybody in Beach Creek under the bus. Exactly, backwoods Bama girl. She says Andy being family, she ain't got a cover now. She's probably being harassed to clean up. That's exactly right. Not built to break says snitches get stitches, and those she set up and ratted out will be released and soon. Well, they're already getting out, and some is already out. Crystal's Crime Time thinks that Jody Sue is being set up. I don't think so. I think Jody Sue has set her own self up for failure. Because one thing about it is the dogs hit at her feet. You cannot change the truth. There are a lot of Andys. I put out a video that says, I think the title of it was All the Andys. Exactly, backwoods mama girl. Jody Sue ain't innocent. Sorry, agree to disagree. Not built to break says Jody Sue is lying and making things up to gain money and sympathy. Exactly. She runs that PayPal 24/7 and sometimes for 87 hours straight. I believe it's Frank Light that's on her ass so hard because that's one of the only people that she is taking up for. Blue Willow says, yep, Jody Sue Brown has brought all this on herself and continues to cause. She can't shut up. Someone in the holler is on her ass. And I believe it is Frank Light because that is the only one she continues to stick up for. That's the only person she continues to try to clear. I have thought about that, Sandy Gant. Does anyone else think perhaps Don and Jody Sue had something going on at some time? I believe not only did they have business dealings together, but it's been said the whole time that Andy was in jail that Don was her ride back and forth to the store, back and forth to the store, back and forth to the store. And it's a very good chance that more could have been going on. Oh, she is now saying there's an even bigger monster than Frank Light. Well, who could be a bigger monster than Frank Light, Andy Bernard, and Sherfy? Please do tell. Do tell, Jody Sue Brown. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm sick and I'm hoarse. Well, Hattie, you can bet that the Wells were not wealthy. Not built to break, you're exactly right. Yeah, Mr. Hayes, her very own tattoo artist. No, it's not COVID, it's a ear infection. It was the altitude and the pressure. I just live in the foothills of the Appalachians, and as high up as I was in Virginia, by the time we come back down here, and we went all the way up into Roanoke to drop another lady off, and by the time I made it back here, I mean, it was a drop in altitude and pressure. I started taking antibiotics as soon as I got home, though. I've always had bad ears. I've had tubes in my ears. If they put tubes in this time, this will be 5 times. I didn't think that I would make it through the first night being home because it was just like my heart was beating over in my ear. Just, it was terrible. It was worse than any toothache I had ever had. Blue Willow says it's in some of them folks who got busted back in 2012 and 2013 for the pain mills are getting out soon as well. She worked a deal and ratted, so they may be looking for her. Some of them are already getting out, and that's why she was hyper vigilant. If the truth be told, that's why she was even hyper vigilant when Summer come up missing. Not only because of the Jackie Dobbs deal, but because she was already watching her back because of the people that she had previously ratted on was starting to roll back into the Beach Creek area. And that's the truth about the thing. I believe there was some Browns and Bernards in that too. And that's bad when you tag your own family and your husband's family up in that shit. Yes, Wendy Bear Care, it's confirmed. And then you can run a criminal background check on Jody Sue. There's a couple of hers and Andy's criminal checks that I have available in different videos and stuff that I've attached their criminal records to, that shows the 2009 and 2012 bust that they pled out of. Not Built to Break says, if I may make another statement, Jody's comments about Scott and Penny are false. They tried so very hard to help Jody and her kids. They never accepted money for her or the marathon. Oh, I know. She was just ridiculous. And she would not go to a shelter. She would not accept any real help. I remember that because I was following true crime commentary. I was just a sub back then. And she is the one that caused the whole breakup of all that. And it was because of her that I even started this channel. You could not say anything about Jody Sue Brown because I tried to speak up about her. And if you spoke up against Jody Sue, it just caused an uproar. But she would say, oh, well, I can't go to a shelter because my son would have to go to a men's shelter. And she was making it out like he was a little boy, not a grown man in the beginning. But anyway, she wouldn't take any real help. All she wanted was monetary. And I remember she wanted a beach vacation when Scott asked her if what it was that anybody could do for her. If she needed like tires on her car to make it through the winter, or food, or shelter, what is her main need in life? And she needed a beach vacation was her want and need. And he laughed at her and he told her that, we couldn't do that. Exactly. Robin was, like I said in the beginning of this, Not Built to Break. I can see exactly why Summer gravitated towards her, because I caught my own self gravitating towards her. And there was people willing to open up their homes to her. Well, you can come here, you can come here, you can come here. But she wanted to set her big ass right there in Beach Creek. She did. Not Built to Break said Jody accepted a lot of money privately and was pissed because she wanted her cabin moved, a vacation, and tattoos. Scott made arrangements for a safe place. She shamed Ginger Snap like a dog. And I did not know what to believe about Ginger Snap until this past week. Um, because of all the rumors and stuff. I had no idea, because she had put it out like she was fake fed and she was this and she was that. And I had the opportunity to meet her this past week, and that is the sweetest little girl. And I am so proud that I got the opportunity to go and meet some of these people. And Jody Sue ought to be ashamed of herself for the people that she has run down in the dirt that has done nothing but try to help her. Oh, absolutely. Penny is a beautiful person. I have still followed Penny. I've never gave up on Penny. I still think some of her original research still holds a lot of water. Right, Miss Hattie? How do you get rid of an earworm? Bye, Bama girl. See you later. Thanks for being here. So I am very, very blessed that I had the chance to go up there and meet some of these people and get to know them, for myself. So my outlook, I feel like it helped me grow as a creator, to leave my personal space and get out from behind my keyboard and to get out and meet other people that is involved with this case and get out and even collaborate with other researchers and other Oh, absolutely, Oreo. We were told that it couldn't be done. We were told that creators and researchers and mods couldn't come together and stay in the same house for 4 or 5 days at a time without fussing and fighting and all hell breaking loose. And we done it. That's funny, Queenie. Queenie said Jody Sue was like green worms and alfalfa. Not good. All right, Wendy Bear Care. You have a good morning. Oh, thank you, Not Built to Break. She said at Valkyrie's Corner, I am so proud of you and appreciate your openness and willingness to listen and research. Always, because it's about summer. It's not about me. It's not about anybody else. This is, and always has been, about summer. And, I'm willing to share my research, with somebody else. This is not about a reward fund. This is not about a reward. This is about a little girl being brought home one way or the other. If my research can help someone else, my door is always open. And I want all the other creators to know that if there's something that I am researching that you think may help you, contact me. I'm always willing to talk. Always. Well, all right, guys. I need to get off of here and call my doctor and get me a doctor's appointment so I can get rid of this nasty ear infection. Absolutely. For the record, Jody, Andy, and Damien have not and are not cleared by the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, TBI, or FBI at all, period. And that is the facts. Yeah, send anything that you want me to look at, send it to goddess.syn77@protonmail.com. And thanks everybody for being here. Hit the like button on the way out. Share the stream. And let's keep it in the algorithm. And thank you. Much love to all of you, because without you guys, there wouldn't be a me. I would just be sitting here talking to myself, and that would be absolutely no fun. But I will catch you guys on the fly. Thank you.